Today we're going to be taking a look at my favorite goggles ever, the ESS Turbofans. What's up guys, the BB Warrior here, and fall is upon us, so it is getting pretty cold out. But today we're going to be talking about goggles. And before we get into the main goggles, which are the ESS Turbofans, you may have noticed that I have some other systems here on the table, so I want to go over them first before we get into the ESS Turbofans and kind of go over the highlights of what I've been using for goggles in my somewhat of an 8 to 10 year airsofting career. So to start off, we have your standard paintball mask. They're heavy, they're uncomfortable, and they fog really bad. Now, I mean, you can always get nice paintball masks like a Dye i4, for example. However, I'm talking about like the rental kid mask, not the nice paintball mask. They suck. And that's kind of what I started out using for like the first year or two. Even when I was playing paintball before I played Airsoft, I used one of these, and it was just completely garbage. So what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of this. And now we're going to talk about the Falcon Sierra goggles. Now, these are actually pretty nice goggles. You might be saying Falcon. Yeah, Falcon, like the Airsoft company Falcon. They make really nice goggles for their price tag. You're looking at about $29.95 for these, and they're fantastic. Now, you may have noticed that this pair is scratched up. I gotta take some one cleaner to it. But they work really well for their $30 price tag. And these take prescription inserts. Now, I don't want to talk too much about the Falcons. I do plan on doing a future review on them. But if you can't afford the ESS Turbofans, I would highly recommend checking out these Falcon Sierra goggles. I'll have a link to them down in the description. They're really nice goggles for their $30 price tag. Let's get those out of the way. Now we have the main goggle that we're going to talk about today, the ESS Turbofan goggle. These are going to run you about $130 to $150, I believe. It depends where you go. And the price is worth it. Now, you may have noticed that these lenses are scratched up as well. I got to clean all my goggles today. That's why we're doing a goggle video. But these are fantastic goggles. So the thing that makes these shine above the others is that these have a fan built in here on the back. It has a little push cap that you press here for either low or high, and then off, obviously. And they do a really good job. And the fan isn't too loud. I've been able to sneak up on people with my fan going full blast and they don't hear me. So you don't have to worry about the fan giving away your position or anything like that. But I really do like these goggles. Now, a little bit of a story. The first day I picked these up, I went to go play at an indoor field, and I immediately started fogging, even with the fan on full blast. And I was like, wow, I just paid a ton of money for these goggles, and they're already fogging. That's not cool. Rip out the foam. If you buy these, rip out the foam on the top and the bottom, and it will be such a better experience for you. I cannot tell you how drastically my experience with these goggles changed. You know, going in first game of the day, brand new goggles, like, yeah, finally I'm going to stop fogging. I got this super cool fan on the back. And then it starts fogging. I was so disappointed. Just rip out the foam on the top and the bottom, and you will be set with these goggles. Now, these goggles are pretty comfortable. Their strap is nice and padded. For those of you who wear glasses, these take prescription inserts as well. So you don't have to wear your goggles under them, which, I mean, these are big enough to do that. I've seen people do it. But to me, it looks pretty uncomfortable. I don't have to wear glasses, but if I had to actually wear my glasses under my goggles, that sounds pretty uncomfortable, as well as like my lower face mask and everything, so I just want to avoid that at all costs. Now, there are some design flaws with this system. Personally, the biggest one that I see is when I am running a helmet. So here's my Dragon Red Maritime, and something that I've noticed that when I wear these goggles, the goggle head strap, specifically the battery pack, gets in the way of this piece here. And what that does is that makes it so that all the weight of my goggles gets put on the bridge of my nose here, which is very uncomfortable. Just because the strap gets so low on my neck, it gets down to like here instead of up here on my head where it should be, that it becomes very uncomfortable. And I know what you're saying, but BB Warrior, you could always just put the strap on top of your helmet. Kind of like this. It's kind of hard to do when I'm not wearing them, but you see what I'm trying to do. Wear the strap above your helmet. I don't personally like that. I've done that in the past, and I've actually had my goggles come flying off, so I stay away from that. Even with like a bungee kit in the back, that's just not my thing. I don't like to run it that way. So these become a little bit limited for myself when I run a helmet. Now, you can run it up here just fine, and it'll work alright. It might get a little tight to your face, but personally, I don't like to do that. And then the other hat that I wear when I BB war is a boonie, because I run my Brain Exploder boonie mount, and I found that the same kind of issue happens where this interferes with the bottom of my brim, and that gets really uncomfortable as well. So unless I'm wearing like a beanie, if I'm a speed softer, or like a baseball cap, that's the only time that I can really get the strap exactly where I need it when I wear these goggles. That's really my biggest issue with these goggles, is that this kind of piece gets in the way, which just does house your battery, if you were wondering, which you just kind of twist this piece down and pull it out, and that's where your battery goes. This runs off a single AA battery, and the battery life on these is fantastic. I've had days where I've left this on, I'll get home and it's still going strong. I find that I use about one AA battery a month, and I play every weekend. So I've actually been using this battery for like a month and a half just because I'm lazy and keep forgetting to replace it, and it's still going strong. I bet you could get 2 months of play out of that, so 8 days. And I do love these things to death. Another thing that I like about them is that because this is more of a military issue item, getting replacement goggles is so easy for this. Go online, do not go to Amazon or eBay, go to ESS's website. You're going to pay a little bit more, but you're going to guarantee that you don't get a fake set of lenses, which you do not want a fake set of lenses, because what's happened before is that people say that, yeah, it's ANSI rated, but then you get shot and then your entire goggle just cracks like glass. And you're like, oh my god, they said it was ANSI rated. I'm glad I didn't get my eye shot out. So when you buy replacement lenses, make sure you get it right through the manufacturer. Don't go on Amazon or eBay. I know everyone wants to save a little bit of money, but it's your eyes we're talking about here. They don't grow back, they don't heal. You don't want to lose an eye. So yeah, these are really simple to pop out. You kind of just twist the base here, if I can do that for you. As you see, they just kind of pop out of the corner, and then a little bit of work. It's a little hard to do because I want your goggles to stay in there, obviously. Your lens is out, you can clean it. As you can see, mine is disgusting right now because it's been rattling around in my bag, but they are pretty easy to take out and work on. Anyways guys, that is going to do it for this review of the ESS Turbofan goggles. I will be comparing these to the Smith optics outside the wires in the future, but for now all I own is the ESS's. I really cannot recommend these enough. They are in that $130 price tag, so if you can afford it, I would say pick them up. They're fantastic. After you rip out the foam here, the fog isn't bad, and you can easily make it all go away by putting the fan on low or high if you really want it to go away. If you have any questions about these goggles, let me know down in the comments below. Make sure to follow me on social media for news and updates. This has been the BB Warrior, and I'll see you guys next time. What is up, BB Warriors? Today we're going to be talking about Impressionism in Airsoft and Operator's Choice. What is acceptable and what isn't. But first, why don't we define what Operator's Choice is? Now, I define Operator's Choice as a piece of kit that an operator has chosen over what is standardly issued inside of their unit.